Face the buzzer.
From the Alex Trebek stage at
Play along, yo.
Studios,
Anybody out there watching? You ain't seen this as well? No.
Jeopardy.
Play along. You need to pause it for a question. Pause it. Now think about your answer if you guys don't. It's not really fair, but whatever.
You may recognize
Have fun.
him from his notable roles on The Bendy Project, The After Party, and Mad TV, or his starring turn on Celebrity Jeopardy, where he narrowly edged
Am I smarter than Ike
on his
Barinholtz?
way to the finals. Please welcome back Ike Barinholtz.
I've always thought so, but maybe not.
A comedian from Portsmouth, Virginia, he has
I'm sure I'm not smarter than Pat
Oswalt, which give him both an Emmy and a Grammy.
Yeah.
And in his semi-final, he reaffirmed that on the Alex Trebek stage, one clue could change the whole game. Here he is, Patton Oswalt. An actor from Burbank, California, he's also a podcaster, talk and game show host. He became the second player who punched their ticket to the finals, doing so in dominant fashion as he put up the
He has been on Big Bang
of the
Theory,
semi-final round. Ladies and gentlemen,
maybe you should pretend to be
Will
smart.
And now, here is the host of Celebrity Jeopardy, Mayim Bialik.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and welcome everyone to the championship game in this season's Celebrity Jeopardy competition. So far, we've played 1,092 clues, 72 daily doubles, 36 rounds of gameplay, 12 final Jeopardies, 9 quarterfinals, and 3 semifinal games, all in pursuit of crowning one Celebrity Jeopardy champion. Our competition kicked off with Simu Liu's dramatic come-from-behind win against Ego Nwodum and Andy Richter, and the action continued all the way through to our third semifinal. Later in the show, we're going to take a look back at more of the season's most memorable moments, but right now, Will, Patton, and Ike,
May or
only
may not enter
91
around
clues
the
remain between you, the Celebrity Jeopardy Championship trophy, and the $1 million grand prize donation to charity. It all comes down to this. Good luck, champions. Let's get right into the game with these categories for the Jeopardy round. We will get started with Ike and Patton. Easy money, hop on the homophone, formidable fantasy, transportation, and Will, Willem, or William. And Will, you will select first.
It feels so risky to start with Will, Willem, or William, but how can I not? Let's start there for 500.
We got a kick out of watching William Zabka return to the dojo in the role of Joey Lawrence on this Netflix show. Patton.
What is Cobra Kai?
Yes.
Will, Willem, or William for 400.
In 2020, Will Lutz scored the first points in an NFL regular season game in this city for the visiting Saints against the Raiders.
What is Las Vegas?
What is Las Vegas?
That's right.
Transportation for 500, please.
In 1783, when the Montgolfier brothers sent one of these aloft, the passengers were a duck, a sheep, and a rooster.
What is a hot air balloon?
Will.
What is a balloon? A hot air balloon?
That's correct.
Formidable fantasy for 500, please.
Dragonfly in Amber is the sequel to this novel about Claire Randall traveling through time in Scotland.
What is a time traveler's life?
That's Outlander. Well,
I knew that.
I was wrong.
Formidable fantasy for 400.
What happens?
In Neil Gaiman's American Gods, Shadow crosses paths with Mr. Wednesday, who's actually this Norse deity.
Who's Odin?
Will.
Who is Odin?
Yes.
Hop on the homophone for 500, please.
To enhance an outfit by adding something nice, and the expression of admiration you receive after you do that. Ike.
What is a compliment?
That's correct. Compliment, and that puts you on the board. Go ahead.
Let's have some fun with Ike and Patton for 500, please.
Driving across France in late 1944, Patton's Third Army turned and raced north to flatten this protrusion that gave a battle its name.
What is the bulge?
What is the bulge?
That's right, the Battle of the Bulge.
Let's do Ike and Patton for 4, please.
As Supreme Allied Commander in Europe, Ike was in charge of the Normandy invasion, codenamed Operation This. Will.
What is Operation Overlord?
That's right.
Easy money for 500, please.
This woman, a prominent U.S. suffragist, was on the
Who is
U.S.
Susan B.
dollar
Anthony?
coin from 1979 to 1981. Patent.
Who's Susan B. Anthony?
Yes.
Ike and Patton 300.
Ike and Patton met in 1919 and bonded over a shared interest in these then-new vehicles that would prove vital a few decades later.
What are tanks?
Was it tank?
Yes.
Let's do Will, William, or William for 300, please.
In 2018, Willem Dafoe was all wet as Volko, the trident-wielding trainer of this
Who is
type of
Aquaman?
superhero. Will.
Who is Aquaman?
Yes.
Transportation for 400, please.
They're the special flat-bottomed boats used in
What
the
are
canals of
gondolas?
Venice. Ike.
What is a gondola?
Yes.
Let's do Ike and Patton for 2, please.
Irving Berlin wrote Dwight Eisenhower's 1952 campaign song with this rhyming three-word title, which became a popular slogan.
What is We Like Ike?
Because I like Ike.
That's correct.
Let's do easy money for 4, please.
It's no longer made up of 20 shillings, but it's still the unit of currency of Great Britain.
What is a pound?
Patent.
What is a pound?
Yes.
Easy money 300.
The doubloons thrown from Mardi Gras floats are often aluminum. The original doubloon was a Spanish coin made of this metal.
What
Ike.
is gold?
What is gold?
That's right, and the finals are officially underway. Ike, Patton, and Will, if you're feeling at all nervous, just take a deep breath, relax, and remember,
Oh, yeah.
everyone you've ever met is watching you tonight. Stay tuned because there's more Celebrity Jeopardy coming right up. This is the game. Ike, it's going to be your selection.
Let's close out Ike and Patton for 1, please, man.
When George S. Patton took over a brigade that lacked supplies, he bought them himself from this company and Roebuck.
What is Sears?
Ike.
What is Sears?
Yes.
Let's do hop on the homophone for 400, please.
Somewhat average or about adequate, and the price an airline charges for a ticket.
What is fair?
Will.
What is fair?
That's right.
Transportation for 300, please.
In 1983, Sally Ride became the first U.S. woman in space, spending 6 days aboard one of these reusable spacecraft.
What is a space shuttle?
Ike.
What is a space shuttle?
Yes.
Let's do Will, Willem, or William for 200, please.
After landing in a cloaked Klingon ship in Golden Gate Park in Star Trek IV, this actor says, "Everybody remember where we parked." Will.
Who is Will Shatner?
Yes, and I'm so glad you got that right.
It takes a bit of the sting away from me losing the Picard answer in my first game. Let's close out the category, please.
Playing Alex Trebek hosting Celebrity Jeopardy, he noted, Mr.
Who
Reynolds
is
has
Will
apparently
Ferrell?
changed his name to Turd Ferguson. Ike.
Who is Will Ferrell?
Yes.
Let's do Formidable Fantasy for 300, please.
Let's do a daily double. The first of the game, you're in the lead with $2,700. Mr. Wheaton is just $100 behind you. How much are you going to wager?
Let's make it a true daily double, Meyer. Come on.
Wow. All right, here is your clue. The Mists of Avalon focuses on women in this British king's legendary life, like Morgane
Who's Arthur?
and Guinevere.
Who is King Arthur?
That is correct.
There we go.
That'll put you at $5,400. Well done. Go ahead and select again.
Let's do easy money for 2, please.
If you have a yen for yen, you'll know the yen is this country's currency.
Who is Japan?
What is Japan?
Correct.
Easy money 100.
Since the early 20th century, Abraham Lincoln has been on the front of these two pieces of U.S. currency, one a coin and one paper.
What is a penny and the
Patent.
$5
What is the
bill?
penny and the $5 bill?
Yes.
Formidable Fantasy 200, please.
Peter Beagle wrote of the last, this magical equine who lived alone in a lilac wood.
What is a unicorn?
Unicorn.
Yes.
Let's do fantasy for 1, please.
You've heard of Gandalf, one of these. Ursula K. Le Guin wrote of Young Ged, a Title I of Earthsea. Patent.
Wizard.
Correct.
Transportation 200, please.
Opened in 1863, the world's first subway system was in this European city, where it's called the Tube today.
What is London?
Ike.
What is London?
Correct.
Transportation for 1.
Robin. To this iconic TV
What is the
vehicle, a
Batmobile?
modified Lincoln Futura. Ike.
What is the Batmobile?
Yes.
Homophone for 3, please.
Granola or Count Chocula, and a story published in sections in consecutive issues of a
Cereal.
magazine. Patton.
What is a cereal?
Right.
Hop on the homophone 200.
Wheat finely ground into a powder, and a peony or petunia.
What is flour?
Will.
What is flour?
That's right. And the last clue? To stop your car and to fracture, hopefully while not stopping your car too fast.
What is break?
Ike.
What is break?
Yes, and Ike, that will take you up to $6,000. And the good news is, if the acting thing doesn't work out, it seems you've got a future in the
I would say I
Jeopardy
had a
business.
pretty
But Will
decent
and Patton
score
certainly aren't
so
calling
far,
it quits, and with
I would say.
61 clues remaining, you shouldn't either. We will be back with double Jeopardy right after this. Patton, you're going to select first. Let's take a look at the categories. We'll start with Thought You'd Like to Know. It's also a Greek letter. From a D to an F, responses start with D and end in F. Composers are quirky, going underground, and all about Disney. Patton, what do you think?
Let's do All About Disney for 1,000.
November 18th,
With Steamboat
1928 is
Willie.
considered Mickey Mouse's birthday. It's the date he debuted on screen in this cartoon as a mischievous deckhand. Will.
What is Steamboat Willie?
Yes.
Going underground for 1,000.
This city on Puget Sound was largely destroyed by fire in 1889. You can tour the original site under the rebuilt downtown.
What is Vancouver?
Will.
What is Seattle?
That's it.
Composers for 1,000.
This ringed cycle composer had a compulsion to wear pink silk or pink satin, maybe because of a skin condition and maybe not. Ike.
William Wagner.
That's correct.
Let's try a D to an F for 1,000, please.
This industrial city of about 650,000 on the Rhine River was first chartered in 1288. Will.
What is Dusseldorf?
Yes.
It's also a Greek letter for 1,000.
It comes before 3 in a term for healthful fatty acids found in fish. The 6th type is found in meat, the
What is
9
omega?
in almonds. Ike.
What is Omega?
That's it.
Let's do from a D to an F for 800, please.
To get information by asking a series of questions of someone after a completed mission or undertaking.
What is a debriefing?
Ike.
What is debrief?
Correct.
All About Disney for 8, please.
In 2006, Disney acquired this computer animation leader that it had first collaborated with
That's
on Toy
Pixar?
Story. Ike.
What is Pixar?
Yes.
Disney for 6, please.
Walt Disney coined this acronym for the experimental prototype community he planned to build in Florida. It would open in 1982.
What is Epcot?
Will.
What is Epcot?
Yes, I never knew that was an acronym. Learn something new here every day.
Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
Wow.
Right? I don't know why I know that.
Wow.
Thought you'd like to know for 1,000.
We got the beat. Here's the 120-foot scroll of paper that this writer used to type out 1957's On the Road in just 3 weeks. Patton.
Who's Kerouac?
Yes.
Thought you'd like to know for 800.
Original last name of World War II Navy Corpsman William Stewart Houston, who fled Germany, and an infamous uncle. Patton.
Who's Hitler?
That's right.
Thought you'd like to know 600.
These tall timepieces were named for a 19th century song that said, "It stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died." Ike.
Where's the grandfather clock?
Correct.
Let's do from a D to an F for 6, please.
Referring to their relatively small size and low luminosity, the most common stars are the red, this
What
type.
is a dwarf?
Will.
What is Dwarf?
Yes, the dwarf star.
Composers for 8.
Some composers wait for this, a great idea coming to them from the universe. Eric Satie said he got it from 10:23 to 11:47 each morning. Ike.
What is inspiration?
Yes.
Disney for 4, please.
One of the more recent additions to Disneyland is Galaxy's Edge, with rides and attractions inspired by this film franchise.
What's Guardians of the Galaxy?
Patton.
What is Star Wars?
That's right.
Going underground 800.
Oh, let's go underground with a daily double. Woo. There's 2, and here's the first one. Patton, you're in 3rd place with 4,300. How much are you going to wager? You're shaking your head.
Well, I'm shaking my head at fate, mine. Let's do a true daily double.
Yes!
Oh! For second place, if you're correct, here's your clue. In 1900, an estimated 5 billion of these, not actual canines, lived in underground towns in the western United States.
What are prairie dogs?
Patton, that's correct.
Yeah!
Wow.
You're all in, baby.
That takes you to 8,600. Ike, you're in the lead at 11,000. Will, you're at 7,000. The only thing worse than missing out on the $1 million grand prize donation to charity would be starting an episode of Celebrity Jeopardy and not watching it all the way through. So stick around. The action continues on the other side of this race. Patton, it is your selection.
Oh, composers are quirky 600.
Wow! There's the other daily double. Ike says you got to do it again, but it is your decision. You have.
I would also like to.
Okay, Will would also like you to do it again. You're at 8,600.
I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
Oh!
Do it again. Okay.
God.
For the lead, if you're correct. Here's your clue.
I hope you get it.
Edvard Grieg had a lucky pig and one of these under-bridge-dwelling folklore creatures by his bed and always wished them good night.
What is a troll?
What is a troll?
That's correct.
Whoa!
And just like that, you've taken the lead. You've got 17,200, two back-to-back daily doubles. Select again.
Oh, we're not ending. We can just end. Can we end now? Or no? Okay.
Go on.
Okay. Going underground. Composers are quirky 400.
As a child in the 1850s, Antonin Dvorak was obsessed with these. His house in a Czech village was right near the station.
What are trains?
Ike,
What are trains?
correct.
Let's do Greek letter for 8, please.
It's letter number 3 in the Greek alphabet, the same named rays hulked out Bruce Banner.
What is gamma?
Patton.
What are gamma rays?
Yes, what is gamma?
Originally, in the first issue, how much time does your show go for?
What is gamma
okay,
is
sorry.
correct. Select again.
Let's close out composer quirky 200.
Made antisocial by his deafness, he would sit alone in the corner of a crowded tavern eating cheese and herring.
Who's
Ike.
Who is Beethoven?
Yes, I do that too. Is that
Me too.
too?
Let's do Greek letter for 6, please.
This letter got some bad publicity when it became a COVID variant first detected in South Africa in 2021.
What is delta?
Ike.
What is delta?
No. Patton.
What is Omicron?
Yes.
Oh, that was a Greek letter.
What is... That's just a Greek letter.
I know, but I...
Oh.
Yeah, wow, okay.
Going underground 600.
Analysis shows that a 700 BC altar excavated in Israel has traces of this psychoactive 3-letter compound found in
What
cannabis.
is THC?
Ike.
What is THC?
Yeah.
Let's do Greek letter for 4, please.
In 1941, this airline with a Greek letter for a name moved its headquarters to Atlanta. Ike.
What is delta?
Now that's correct.
There we go. D to an F for 4, please.
To remove a fedora or Homburg as a sign of respect. Patton.
What is it? Doth.
That's right.
Thought you'd like to know 400.
Oh, baby. In space with no gravity to keep solid and liquid food down as gas escapes your mouth, you can't do this 4-letter action.
What is burp?
Patton.
What is burp?
That's right.
Should have heard the answer.
I can't do that. Right. Going underground 400.
Department of More Than You Needed to Know, New York City has 7,400 miles of these pipes, most carrying a mix of wastewater and stormwater.
What is
Well,
salt?
What are drainage pipes? What are sewer pipes?
That's correct, sewer pipes.
Going underground for 200.
The shepherd's tree of southern Africa doesn't look like much above ground, but these can go 230 feet down.
What are
Will.
What are its roots?
Yes.
D to an F, please.
If you're always sitting on this, there's a limit to what you might accomplish. Patton.
What is duff?
Yes, sitting on your duff.
All about Disney 200.
In 1994, Disney invited theatergoers to be our guest at this musical, Disney's first show to play on
What is Beauty
Broadway.
and the Beast?
Ike.
What is Beauty and the Beast?
That's right.
Greek for 2, please.
Letter number 1 on your Greek hit parade, it precedes male,
What
dog,
is alpha?
and centauri. Patton.
What is alpha?
That's right. And here's the final clue. On a clear day, you can see for miles from the 102nd floor of this landmark, completed in 1931 by brave people like the ones here.
What is the Empire State Building?
Patton.
What is the Empire State Building?
That is correct. That'll take you to an even 20,000, and it'll take us to the end of Double Jeopardy as we take a look at the categories. We'll start with getting close to something. Notable names. There will be blood. Lakes and rivers. Singing in the rain. And...
I'm James Holzhauer, with clues about gambling, including the times it's not smart to go all in.
Will, you'll be selecting first.
Oh, it's going to be James Holzhauer for 1,500.
Here's the game.
In Dr. No, Bond, James Bond, plays chemin de fer, a variant of this game we play in U.S. casinos, often for high stakes.
Patton.
What is Baccarat?
Yes.
Singing in the Rain, 1,500.
His classic album, Red-Headed Stranger, includes 1975's Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, the first of his 20 #1 country hits. Ike.
Who's Willie Nelson?
That's him.
Let's do notable names for 1,500, please.
This Polish-born French physicist was not only famous for her research on radioactivity,
Who's
she
Marie
also
Curie?
coined the term. Ike.
Who is Marie Curie?
Yes.
Notable for 12, please.
In power from 1985 to 1991,
Who's Nikita
this last
Khrushchev?
leader of the Soviet Union passed away in 2022 at age 91. Will.
Who's Gorbachev?
That's correct.
Getting close to something for 1,500.
I remember
Grooms
the
are
mark.
said to carry newlywed brides over this entrance to a home. You're at one now, figuratively, with regard to winning.
What is the threshold?
Will.
What is the threshold?
Correct.
There will be blood for 1,500, please.
It's got glucose, it has proteins to help blood to clot, and this liquid makes up about half of the content of the blood.
What is hemoglobin?
Ike.
What is plasma?
Yes.
Let's do notable for 9, please.
Well, there's the first daily double of the 3 in the Triple Jeopardy round. Ike, you're at 16,700. And there's Patton with 21,500 just ahead of you. What are you going to wager?
Make it a true daily double.
Oh, my goodness! Yes! I mean, the hits keep coming here. Let's see. For the lead, here's your clue. For leading scores of enslaved people to freedom via the Underground Railroad, she was nicknamed the
Who's Harriet
Moses
Tubman?
of her people.
Who is Harriet Tubman?
That's correct, Ike. 33,400. This has been a game of daily doubles. Go ahead and select again.
There will be blood for 12, please.
Cancer.gov says this blood disease occurs most often in adults over 55, but is also the most common cancer in kids younger than
What is
15.
leukemia?
Will.
What is leukemia?
Yes.
Lakes and rivers for 15.
On the border between Europe and Asia, this sea is actually the world's largest lake. Ike.
What is the Mediterranean?
No. Patton.
What is the Aral Sea?
No.
Ooh.
Will.
What is the Black Sea?
No. Correct response, the Caspian Sea.
Caspian.
Caspian.
I refuse to recognize the existence of that.
I have a house there. What am I thinking?
Singing in the Rain for 1,200, please.
Here Comes the Rain Again was a big 1980s hit for Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart, this duo. Ike.
Who are the Eurythmics?
Yes.
Singing in the Rain for 9, please.
Ariana Grande and this lady topped the charts in 2020 with the duet Rain on Me. Patton.
Who's Lady Gaga?
Yes.
There Will Be Blood,
I don't
900.
listen to either one of them.
As well
Sorry.
as 8 arms, this creature in a genus of the same name has 3 hearts to pump its blue blood. Patton.
What is an octopus?
Correct.
Getting close to something 1,200.
Wow, there's the second daily double. Patton, you've got 21,800. What do you think? Don't look at Ike. He can't answer for you.
Fortune favors the bold.
Let's do 13,000.
All right, looking for a lead. Here is your clue. Dr. Strange tells Tony Stark, we're in this now, a term for the final stage of
What
the
is the
chess
end game?
contest. So are you.
What is an end game?
That's correct, Pat. And there you have it. You've got
Taking a gamble with James Holzhauer.
For what number?
Oh, 1,200. Oh, God, sorry, James.
If you want a chance at big cash, try a slot machine with one of these 11-letter jackpots that builds over time until someone wins it all.
What is a progressive?
That's right.
James for 9.
Over to James.
A popular variant of Texas Hold'em poker in casinos is this one, named for Nebraska City. You start with 4 cards instead of 2.
Will.
What is Omaha?
Yes, somewhere in Middle America.
Lakes and Rivers for 12.
Not a big game.
Johann Strauss II wrote a famous waltz about this beautiful blue river that
What is the
flows through Europe.
Danube?
With the Danube.
Yes, and now you're in the lead.
Let's do Lakes and Rivers for 900. I'm not good at lakes or rivers.
You're not good at lakes or rivers.
I'm not
Okay.
good at lakes or rivers.
This is the last daily double on the board. You're in the lead with 35,500.
Let's go 10,000.
Okay. Here's your clue. On the border of Peru and Bolivia, the always fun to say Lake Titicaca lies 12,500 feet above sea level in these
What are
mountains.
the Andes?
What are the Andes?
That's correct.
Boom!
Okay.
Boom!
We've got 45,500. I'm trying to keep it together here. I'm short of breath. This is very exciting. Go ahead and select again.
Let's do notable for 6, please.
This jazz great, nicknamed
Who's
Satchmo,
Louis
has an
Armstrong?
airport named for him serving New Orleans. Ike.
Who is Louis Armstrong?
Yes.
Y'all call him Louis
Names
Armstrong. I know him as Satchmo.
His given name was Mohandas, but he also was known
Who was
as
Gandhi?
Mahatma, or Great Soul. Patton.
Who's Gandhi?
Yes.
Getting close to something 900?
Expectorating is a fancy way to say this, involving a bodily fluid. If you're within its distance,
What is spitting?
you're close to your target. Ike.
What is spitting?
Yes, spitting distance.
Let's do Singing in the Rain for 6, please.
Here's a thoughtful offer from Rihanna. Now that it's raining more than ever,
What
you
is
can stand
umbrella?
under my this. Ike.
What is umbrella? Ella.
Yes, don't rhyme with ever, but it rhymes with Eva.
Let's do James Holzhauer for 6, please.
Here's James again.
In gambling glossaries, a ballerina special in craps is this roll that sounds like an item of clothing a ballerina wears.
With a 2-2.
Ike.
What is a 2-2?
That's right, a 2 and a 2.
Let's do James for 3, please.
Before I schooled these guys in poker, I could put down this small bet prior to seeing cards. Its name is from the Latin for before.
What is the ante?
What is the ante?
Yes, ante up.
Rain for 300, please.
For the Weather Girls in 1982, it was raining these. Tall,
What is
blonde,
men?
dark, and lean. Patton.
What are men?
That's right.
Getting close to something 600.
Almost there. You're in this, as they say, like Chicago's
The
Wrigley or
ballpark.
Boston's Fenway.
What is the ballpark?
Will.
What is the ballpark where I am not?
That is correct.
Lakes and Rivers for 6.
Reports of a monster inhabiting this Scottish lake go back to at least the
What is
6th
Loch
century.
Ness?
So far, it has eluded sonar detection. Ike.
What is Loch Ness?
Yes.
Lakes and Rivers for 3, please.
An old video game is called Cleopatra, Queen of This, and yes,
What
it
is
is
the
just a
Nile?
river in Africa. Patton.
What is the Nile?
That's right.
There will be blood 600.
This waxy substance attaches to LDLs, low-density lipoproteins, to build unwanted deposits in blood vessels. Watch it. Ike.
What is cholesterol?
Correct.
Blood for 3, please.
After you donate blood, this organization says no heavy exercising and enjoy the feeling of knowing you have helped save lives.
What is the Red Cross?
Ike.
What is the Red Cross?
Yes, the American Red Cross.
Final clue, please.
Here is the final clue. Something you are getting close to is just around this 4-letter
What is
twisty
the
part of a
bend?
river. Patton.
What is a bend?
That is correct. We have reached the end of the triple Jeopardy round. Ike, you are in the lead with 50,000. Patton, you've got 36,000, and Will with 11,500. What a round this has been.
Okay.
So many exciting twists and turns, especially regarding daily doubles. It's time for Final Jeopardy. Let's take a look at the category you'll all be facing as we see whose charity will take home $1 million. Here's the category. Artists. Think of Will, Patton, Ike, the final Jeopardy category is artists. Here's your clue. Despite how he's known, he was probably actually born in Anciano, near Florence. You have 30 seconds. Good luck.
Who is Michelangelo? Yes.
Whew. We will start with you, Will Wheaton. What did you come up with? Who is Leonardo da Vinci? Hi.
I just want to say hi to my wife. Hi, Ann.
Oh, okay. Hi, Anne. Got it. That is correct.
Oh,
Da
okay.
Vinci means
It
from
wasn't
Vinci. It's not actually the last name of the great artist of the Mona Lisa and many other things, but his father was
Da
from
Vinci.
Vinci. Will, how much did you wager? 11,500. That'll bring you up to 23,000. Patton Oswalt, did you write down Leonardo da Vinci? Yes, you did. How much are we going to add to your score? 36,000.
Okay.
That brings you to 72,000. You're in the lead for the moment, and it really does come down to this. Ike Barinholtz, what was your response? Who is Leonardo da Vinci? How much did you wager? $22,001 with $72,001. Congratulations! You are a Celebrity Jeopardy champion. Your charity, Holly Grove, has won $1 million.
Hit him with the dollar.
I'm going around. Grab your trophy, man. I love it, baby.
Hit him with the dollar. $1 million for charity. Nice job, Dad.